everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. How did you like the new music? The new intro? I don't think I need this right now because you guys can not hear me. Dolores will be in the back. Unbiased LLC, thank you for coming. Maria Graham, Sissy Joanne Stevens, good afternoon. I just unbiased loves it. She loves it, loves it, loves it. I just I just finished downloading or actually picked up some pictures from Auntie Joanne. I'll wait until more people come in. Can't wait to show you guys. She came live last week and she's picked those oranges at the top of the tree and is about to juice. But we will talk about that in a minute. First of all, I'd like to welcome all the moderators. I appreciate all of you for making this show possible. I would like to thank all of the subscribers, channel members, of course, Dolores, who has been teaching and helping me with all of my new technology and will be in and out in the back because she has things to do, but she comes to check on old auntie girl. She should be saying Nana. I could be her grandmother. And just checking in. Mike. Thank you for coming and welcome. Everyone is saying hello to each other. Today in Connecticut, 6B, this morning it was 43 degrees and it has been rainy, yucky all day. Maria Graham loves my scarf. It's actually a little headband. So I bought some little headbands. I don't know why. Maybe Bougie Prepper looks so cute with hers on. So I'm just straightening it, just doing something different because what else would I be doing? That's what I've always done. I've always been a busybody, Lord knows. Lord knows. That's why you see all of this. I have to change that. I changed the link to drop your channel to exclamation mark GQUAT. So I did it just before the chat started. So I forgot to tell Dolores, and I'm not sure if it came through, but Mike's as beautiful as always, Auntie. Thank you. Thank you. Let me move this arrow off where it says end stream before I accidentally bump it. Oh, that's one of the things I wanted to tell you guys about. Yes, hashtag GQUAT should do it. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy I can offer something to visitors, especially people with channels that may not be well known. And I would like to invite all of you, those of you on the replay, to visit the other channels here on the chat. Those of you coming in from Facebook, I would like to invite you to come along. Mike, that was just something I added today, that little GQUAT thing. And the reason is because last week I put quilt, but I said GQUAT. And marmalade, not right now. I can make marmalade. I can make marmalade here in Connecticut. I actually have lemons. I make my marmalade with grapefruit, oranges, and lemons. And I'll have to think about it. I do have a lot of lemons right now. I would try to. There's no organic oranges here, and Auntie Joanne cannot send those because, as you see, they are ripe on the tree, and by the time they get here, they will rot. I've had lemons and oranges sent before, and they didn't make sometimes the post office, maybe I should do it this way. Sometimes the post office delivers the mail when it's supposed to get here, even priority, and sometimes it doesn't. That's a Meyer lemon from Auntie Joanne's lemon tree because she picked it this week. I did a small video. She picked some celery, beets, carrots, rosemary, garlic, onions, and she made some chicken. So, if you want to connect with others, Maria Graham says it's 85 degrees in South Carolina today. Oh, my. I don't know what I do. Yes, I do. I would be right outside trying to beg somebody to help me in the garden to do some physical things that need to be done. Somebody did ask me about my skin, and I wanted to tell you guys I have not washed my face, literally, have not washed my face in 55 years, longer than that, because I know my youngest child is 53. I was married and living on my own for years before even the baby was born. And I had my own routine. And I brought it out here to show you because I ordered a jar of it, and they're not paying me to say it, but it's called Abilene. It's like in the beginning, I use like a Pond's Cold Queen. Hey, Kelly, I bring it every day. Thank you for coming and welcome. So, starting in before I was even 20, I started using this. My Aunt Sally, who must have been in her late 70s, 80s, had skin like a baby's boom boom. And it says makeup comes off. This is what they use in the movie industry to clean off the heavy makeup. Makeup comes off, the moisture stays in, and you rub it on your skin, once a week. I used to do it like for 20 minutes, and you can actually feel like little tiny, like blackheads coming out of your skin, different things, dead skin dropping off. And so this is what I've been using. Says moisturizing cleanser for younger looking skin, paraben and preservative free. It is also fragrance free. The reason is I'm allergic to just about everything. If you want to have something or donate to the channel, you can email me, ellenpankey@gmail.com. If you have any conversation, if you want to talk about a subject, if you want to talk about something about the program. And it says, Abilene Moisturizing Cleanser liquefies on contact with your skin to gently and thoroughly dissolve makeup, dirt, and even mascara. Smooth on Abilene Moisturizing Cleanser, tissue off, and see how much cleaner and softer your skin can be. Leaves no soap and water dryness. Use daily. Abilene helps keep your complexion clean, soft, and younger looking. So that's how you do. And that's what I do to this skin every day. I'm leaning forward so that you can see it. See it. I don't have any issues with my skin. And this is why, and I'm allergic to everything. This I can use, and I never have a problem. I never have a problem. So how many of you have a routine? Thank you for coming. I see 7 of you here. How many of you have a routine before you go live? I clean my face. I moisturize my hair. I put my little lips on for you guys. I try to put on, this is a kimono. It's actually one of the 3 that I got for my birthday. I wore it in Arizona. My daughter hand delivered it. Oh, that is hair sticking up over there. I don't know where it goes. My daughter brought them for my birthday, and I had 3 of them. One of them I still haven't worn yet. It was so nice in Arizona. Of course, and so much to do, and so much fun with Auntie Joanne and Uncle Roscoe. So again, I want to thank all of you who are here. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. So I will try to pull the chat up. My camera in here is telling me that it hears something. It does. It hears the ice maker. I have an external ice maker now, and it's noisy. But I have all the ice I need if I want to put it on my knee for my knee surgery, or after I actually go to therapy at a sports therapy gym, and they really, really work me out. Oh my gosh. My trainer slash PT OT therapist gets butter from a duck. He tells me to let him know when he can feel the stretch, and let me know when it hurts. And sometimes I hear a little scream. Mover, thank you for liking us on Facebook. Mover is a family member who happens to be from Jamaica, and he's donated one of a crocheted Afghan that I made for him 25 years ago, and he donated it to a Haitian center. If you click on his link on Facebook, you can read about him, and he is a gardener. So thank you for the thumbs up on Facebook. I don't know if you drop the $ GQUAT to drop the link on Facebook as well. Not sure about that. And Garden Quilt and Art Show GQUAT is the channel, the correlating channel on Facebook. So, how many of you are busy, busy, busy in the garden? In the garden. How many of you have started outside? Let us know. Put a word in the chat. Outside, gardening. I'll tell you a funny story. I had a bowl of onions not too long ago that had oversprouted in the refrigerator. And Mike said, "Me, I actually saw you today, Mike. I saw your video where you were showing people about your thousands of seeds of marigolds. When I was younger, I always thought that marigolds were perennials, meaning they come back every year, because ours came back every year. Why? Because my dad always planted marigolds for Pen. I always loved them, and roses especially. I like all flowers. My mother loves all flowers. So those of you who are new to the channel, it says what the channel is about. My name is Ellen Pankey, and I am a daughter, a sister, a great great grandmother, and I am the chief family storyteller and content creator. It tells how you can reach me, and I talk about the 8 generations that I've actually been alive, and the 6 living generations, because they all cook. They all cook. Even the baby goes in there and helps pull the stems off the strawberries and blueberries. Mike's doing cleanup and planting. Maria Graham says she's working outside. Are any of you doing 15 minutes a day for the challenge of just do something, create something? This is a create and chat channel, and I will be showing you some things I'm really excited about. I know that Unbiased LLC is probably in the bushes working. And I just want to say one thing for those of you who are content creators. I remember before I even got my channel, and Maria Graham planted tomatoes and beans. It's been so warm, he's going to risk an early start. 2 months early. It is, Mike, because zone 5B and I'm in 6B, it says not to put put your plants out until like the middle of May after Mother's Day. I usually plant after Memorial Day. But I'll tell you what, I'm not, because the only things I have that I personally sprouted from seeds are peppers, and I know that they can't risk getting cold or a frost or something. Unbiased LLC says she's here, Queen. I know I have. Auntie Joanne picked oranges and dropped more seeds today. Hey, Mike, stay tuned for images. Mike sent my sister Joanne Stevens some seeds, and I planted a 100-gallon grow bag for her when I was there for Christmas. Some smaller containers, a odd one of those deep wheelbarrows for seed. She's doing the daily crafting challenge. I've been watching you, Kelly, and I like that pink and blue and something that you were doing. And Kelly, I bring it every day, you guys. She cooks on Friday. She has karaoke. She does quite a bit of things. I encourage each of you who don't see a channel that you don't know, click on it. If you like it, subscribe to them and find out what they are doing. Maria Graham says, Joanne, you're doing a great job in your garden. You are, sissy. And she fertilizes every 10th, 20th, and 30th with mostly fish emulsion. We grew up with that. My dad and mom daddy always got a dump truck full of ripe cow manure every spring. We could smell it. Oh my goodness. He put some in our yard. Mommy had thousands and thousands of perennials. Then she would get annuals and put them out there. And Auntie Joanne and I even have indoor plants in Arizona. Actually, one indoor plant of mine and one for hers. A friend of the family gifted us, and it must be about 6-8 feet long. It's a philodendron hanging from Mupu. Is good. It is. My parents also use bone meal, blood meal, and fish emulsion. So I've been using it. We've been using it for 70 something years. At least I have. I don't know how old Auntie Joanne is. I'm not putting her BI out in the street. So that being said, I have mail, you guys. Oh wait, I'm going to open the purple mail last because this one was in the post office first. And I was like, I wasn't expecting a package, but I got one, and it says, a gift from you from Sifting Some Soil, Mona. Thank you very much. Sifting Some Soil is a channel where she does a lot of crochet and gardening, and she goes live a lot late at night. I like to craft with her midnight, 1 a.m., along with F.R. Humphrey. 2 weeks ago, F.R. Humphrey gifted a similar set to my mother, you guys. And it has needles in it, oops, I'm not sure, this must be a thread counter, tape, all these needles, stitch markers. I will open all this up and see what it do. I'm looking at these because I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes, and maybe my hands are tired today. And this is a crocheted dishcloth that I'm actually going to send to Sifting Some Soil. That one's already made. Let me see what size hook I use a lot. I've never had fancy hooks like this, you guys. So this is an H, a 5.00 millimeter. So I'll find one that's about the same size. Oh, it might be this purple one. Destiny. Destiny. Hey, hands in the dirt. Thank you for coming and welcome. I saw you planting your San Marzano and your. These look about the same, you guys. So I saw you planting yours. I try to rest my eyes on Thursdays before the chat. Last week I didn't, and I could feel the difference. I burned out. So I am going to see about some crochet, but first, I have a little bit of thread here. I want to see how this needle works, but I want to open my other package. My other package that I picked up at the post office. And it's wrapped in purple, my favorite. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Francesca. Thank you for coming and welcome. I'm opening my mail and I am so excited about this. Unbiased LLC has custom made some original embroidered bag tags. Those of you who make bags or those of you who want labels of any kind, you can commission Unbiased LLC. And she did it in gold. The fabric that she used, some of Big Rooster's jeans that he donated. Big Rooster donated to both of us some jeans. So I will be saving these for my very specialist, my special bags. Coach Mary Ma, this would have gone on your bag. And these are just absolutely stunningly beautiful. And for those of you who don't embroider, I do have an embroidery machine that I have not really used, taken out of the box since I moved here. And embroidery with gold is tricky because gold thread will pop regular embroidery thread. You have to use special needles. So I appreciate this queen, and I know the effort that it took for her to do this. And she knows my signature is 3 purple hearts, even though her channel is purple hearts. She put my purple hearts on, my 3 purple heart signature. You're special. I appreciate you. Mwah. Love you, love you, love you. She calls me Nana. Big Brewster. I'm not sure if he's here, but his jeans are for show, for show, for show. And now there's one more surprise in here. It says thank you. Let me see if the note, she has a handwritten little note in here. And oh, this is adorable. Oh, this is so adorable. I'm so excited. It's her card. And it says, Love Unbiased LLC. Thanks for supporting small business. And she has her name signed on it. And her logo. This is so cute. I'm going to put a QR code on mine. And check this out. This is her logo. But she knows that we love, she's like the child, like she's like a clone. You know how you take a tree and you either do an air layer to get an exact genetic cross mix, or you take a cutting. Rachel Unbiased LLC is like a version of me, a younger version of me, and it has her elephant. I tell you what I am going to do with this. You have to excuse me a minute. And it has thank you, has unbiased. Oh, it says, I do have to read this. Hope you don't mind. Hey, Queen Ellen, I just wanted to say thank you. You were placed in my life for a reason, and I thank the good Lord for loving me enough to be graced with your presence. That really touches me. You have been such an inspiration to me. Words cannot explain how grateful I am for you. Thank you for all your wisdom and knowledge. You are a true angel sent to spread love and to teach. I love you, Ninny, for life. Love Unbiased LLC, Queen Rachel. This is so special. Miss Shirley OG, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, Miss Shirley is a younger sister of mine, and she lives in Ohio 6B, a similar zone. And like myself, not unlike myself, I have a garden inside the yard at Auntie Joanne's house. I share with her when I'm in Arizona. I try to spend at least 1 month a year out there. When it's cold in Connecticut, I like to go to Arizona and tear up everything at Auntie Joanne's house, have a hurricane, tornado, and yeah, so that's what I enjoy. But Miss Shirley has a garden. She also has a garden, like in a community garden down the street, which is my issue. And another reason I don't put out my plants early, because I'm not able to bring them in at night. Those of you who live in a house, whatever, okay, you can take them, put them out on a warm day, bring them in. Stacy, hands in the dirt, saying hello to Miss Shirley. So let me show you guys what I am going to do with Rachel. I'm just picking up some things, so bear with me. I'm only a few feet away. My place is 800 square feet, so I can't be far. I don't limp anymore, so I can go quickly. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm excited. Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. So I have this probably 40-year-old Fifi's Urban Homestead and Lifestyle. Thank you for coming. Fifi lives in a similar time zone. She's in Massachusetts, 6B, and I like watching her channel to see what she's doing. And she has meat birds, she has pets, and visit her channel. So this is my very old jacket. That picture, that painting that you guys have seen for a while of a jean jacket. This was the jacket that I painted. It had holes in it, so I patched it over here. So what I'm going to do, not today, but I'm going to cut off the sleeves. I just got this idea today. When I walk Mr. Hersey, sometimes I don't take a regular pooper bag. I use the grocery store pooper bags. So I've got a pocket full of those. And I love this. I love this. So I can use it even in the summertime if I cut the sleeves off. But one of the things I love, it's already partly decorated. My friend Shonda Holloway, who is a print artist, has already printed this on the back of my jacket. So what I will do is scroll above. I'm going to put Rachel's purple elephant here. It is really nicely done. This is the right side. I'm going to put it up here. And now, I have some other labels. Of course, they fell to the ground, but this is going to be dismantled. What this is are one of my necklaces that I beaded years ago. Some of the beads were handmade by Auntie Joanne. Auntie Joanne is a glass artist, and I have some of her beads on here. And I just have this pinned because this is actually two different like mini quilts So this is what's called paper piecing. It's a really advanced form of quilting. It's very, very tiny. That little star must, it's an Ohio star, Miss Shirley. It has about 50 little pieces in there that I sewed. And the bottom piece is a piece of embroidery because I was a board member of the Lake Gaston Peacemakers Guild. I was on the board of directors there in North Carolina. And I was also on the board of directors of the Carolina Long Arm Association. So when I used to go to quilt shows, I would wear this around my neck, and then you get extra pins implanted on. And then you meet others. Unbiased was talking about going to a similar thing. You make something, put a little badge on your neck, and you collect little pins, little badges, and stuff. It's just fun. It's just fun. So I'm going to take these off. I don't go to, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll make some new stuff or some new little badges and put them on the jacket, which will be coming a vest. Sorry, little elephant. Auntie dropped you. I'm going to put you back in the elevator. Put you back in the envelope and keep going. So you guys, thanks from the bottom of my heart, Miss Shirley. Thank you. I love you too. I have some things for you. I got to get them in the mail. Mail is so expensive though, so try to keep my budget down to a scream. Tigsy, hello and thank you. Thank you for coming, Tigsy. She's saying yes, yes, yes. So one of the things, I'll just show you briefly since it's over here. My great grandkids came to Nana Camp one summer in North Carolina. In the middle of 4 acres, they set up a pop up tent that was their office every day. They had a tarp on the ground, they had tables and chairs, and they would go out there every day to their office. And they made this banner and hung it from the table. And it says, dun, 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 Nana Camp. And they signed their name and they painted it themselves, even though it's neat. Maria Graham's going to her first quilt show tomorrow. Take photos. You don't have to go live or anything. I know you don't have a channel, but take photos, Maria, and I can pull you up and you can share them. And you can share them. You can share them. You guys, help us think of a challenge. Rachel Unbiased wants to come up live and do a project together. I know Tracy Passionately Intrigued Art wants to come up. Our Treasured Home. So I will be able to sit longer. The last couple of months I haven't been able to sit a long time because of my knee replacement surgery. So, okay, what is, I'm trying to see the time, 4:30. Okay, let's see in 15 minutes. Mike, is that right to drop your link? Yes, to drop your link, Miss Shirley, put exclamation mark GQUAT, GQUAT, and that's so that you guys can remember the channel, because I've been thinking about it. I'm actually going to form a nonprofit corporation so that I can do more things. I'm not, as a nonprofit, of course, you're not making a profit. You have to use whatever money comes in by the end of the year. I actually don't make enough money now with the channel to actually do anything other than send out some postage and buy a few things. So I am going to start. Can somebody push start? Can somebody put start in the chat?
I
I
got you,
wasn't
Auntie
paying
Ellen.
attention. I made a knot. I didn't want a knot. Wait, don't put start yet. Yes, you can, because you know what? This happens even in real life, and it counts to your time. If you say 15 minutes, you're at work, your thread breaks on your sewing machine or something. So I'm going to put this down on my lap. Can you guys see my lap? It's black, but the thread is white. And I will start to crochet a dishcloth. I started once before, my hands started hurting, and that will even include my breaks. Butterroll Boutique. Hey, Doretha, thanks for coming and welcome. That's one, two. I'm trying out my new crochet hook. Okay, so that's four. All right. So I'm going to one, two, three, chain three, and I'm going to go inside the circle that I just made. I chained four, and I'm going, this is comfortable in my hand instead of squeezing on that little crochet hook that I've had around for centuries. That crochet hook is probably 70 years old. So I chained two, and then I'm going to put sets of three double crochets going around here. So that's one. Oops, I missed. Two. To all my crocheting friends, I crochet a lot when I'm sitting in doctor's offices. I go to maybe two, three doctor's appointments a week. Why? Because I'm sick? No, because just maintenance. I do have glaucoma in my eyes, so I see different eye specialists. I have other eye issues, which is why I never use a ring light. I turn on lots of lights in the room that are bright, but then when my live is over, I take my glasses off. I don't need glasses like for distance. I only need glasses for reading, like on the computer or on the computer. And have another pair that I use that don't have any prescription in them at all. It's just to protect my eyes. For those of you who don't know, I'm totally blind in one eye, so I try to protect the other one because I've been known, as Auntie Joanne will tell you, to walk into walls or bump into things on my left hand side or hit my face. And so that's just for protection. So that's row one. That's the front side. And I don't know how many minutes I've used, but um, I don't know if I told ask anybody to set a timer. So
Auntie Ellen.
I will keep going until I think. So now I'm starting on row two. So Kelly. When I say Kelly, I bring it. She's always crocheting and talking at the same time. It makes you go slower. The thread just fell on the floor, but that's good because I can concentrate on I can concentrate on crocheting rather than trying to keep my legs closed. Francesca says, "Thank you, unbiased." Oh, thank you for dropping the Francesca. For those of you who don't know, Francesca has a new channel. She's trying to get to 100 subscribers, and she's a co-host for Yankee Sister Homestead. They talk about the Bible and Bible related things. And she lives on a farm where they grow most of their own food. They grow their meat and they grow their vegetables. So check her out, Francesca. Her channel is listed there. And even though I've been talking, I will keep on crocheting, trying to show you guys my lap. Okay, so one, two, 3. Okay. I had to see where I was. Lost my place. 1. So, how many of you crochet at all? Put a 1 in the chat. This is just cotton. I like making my dishcloths with pure white thread because I use a lot of bleach in my dishwater, a couple of drops, especially with the what that was going around a couple years ago. I use even more bleach. There are other things that kill germs, but I'm just old fashioned and bleach was always affordable. So I always, oops, I'm sorry. I had this up here. I didn't realize you guys couldn't see me. I'm so sorry. 2. Oh, I have to do one more stitch over here. So I will be doing more crocheting in the future. I've been crocheting, Auntie Joanne's been crocheting since we were about 4 years old. That's what we did at home. Weren't allowed to watch TV until the weekends. So we did homework or we'd sit with my grandmother mostly because growing up there were 6 kids in the family and my mother was always cooking and doing something or like daddy had a boat, we'd go out, they would catch fish. Us kids didn't really do like clean the fish. My parents did everything. Sometimes the kitchen sink, the side where the drain goes on, that will be like full up as many buckets and buckets of fish, coolers of fish, and my parents would clean them and put them in the freezers. And we would wash dishes, dry the dishes, put them away, and sweep the floor and do our homework. So, how much time do I have on this crochet things, you guys? Talking and chatting.
Auntie, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
You're at 7 minutes and 35.
Oh, only 7 minutes? I got plenty of time. I could probably fit this whole dishcloth, even though it's not perfect because I can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. But it's just a dishcloth. It's not that serious, you guys. Like, I see some of you, I tangled up that stitch somehow. I'll pull it out. So, and it just happens that the size I wanted was my color purple, Divine Intervention. So, it's kind of looking square. So, I'm going to put a slip stitch here and go to row 3. Just goes to show you on your break, I take the handicap bus sometimes. Why? Because seniors can, and it's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheaper than driving. It's cheaper than paying for parking, and you have a driver. They have like you have a cart. I have a cart, and especially with my knee surgery, and they have a lift on the back of the bus so they can put it down a little ramp. You push your cart up there, they stabilize it. You go get in your seat, put on your seat belt. They take you wherever you want, drop you off. You tell them whatever time you want them to come back and pick you up. Within a half hour window, they'll come back. Roll your little cart up there, and it's just so easy. It's the easiest way of transportation. And if you have a handicap like I do, here in New Haven, the handicap bus is like $3.50. But if you buy a book of tickets at one time, it would be $35, right? For 10 passes. Mama grows hard in the garden. Thank you for coming and welcome. So that would be $35. Well, if you buy the whole book, it's only $28. So that's like $2.80 per ride each way. But guess what? If you really are handicapped, you have handicap medical certification, you can bring a helper. So I bring a helper sometimes, and she'll put it's one of my friends in the building usually, and actually live in a handicapped apartment. She doesn't live in a handicapped apartment. This is a senior building, but she does not live in a handicapped apartment. So she'll put her ticket up one way. That's $2.80, and then I'll pay going the other way $2.80 to go all over this town, 15 miles in any direction. How you gonna beat that? I have my headphone on because I am talking to Dolores in the back. And these headphones are like 10 years old. My brother gave them to me to use with my phone. Okay, so I will put this on my neck because with the glasses, it's squeezing my head. So, this is what I'm doing. I'm making a dishcloth, G Mama Grows, and I'm at a corner, so I will be putting 2 more double crochets in this corner. It's almost like a granny square. You can actually make it a granny square, those of you who make granny squares, except this one is a different pattern. I don't even know if I have the pattern written down. I've been making it so long. It's like all that other crochet growing up, making the pineapple pattern and all the other ones you just memorize. So this is what I do when I'm sitting around waiting. I hate to wait. I hate to wait. It just makes me crazy. And don't let the doctor be running late and people in line in front of you aggravating you. So this keeps my nerves calm. I also knit preemie caps, and I give them to the NICU nurseries here in the town that I live in. One time there was a big, what was it? Earthquake. An earthquake in Haiti, and my mom and my granddaughter and I knitted, knitted and crocheted 100 preemie caps and sent them to Haiti for the babies because the hospitals didn't have the units to plug in to keep the babies warm. Joan Valoresco, my singer friend, thank you for coming. I was listening to you, and sometimes I watch you and the kids. I watch you cooking, and you guys, she is on the other side of the world. Joan, you can drop your channel by putting exclamation mark GQUAT for GQUAT, which is an abbreviation for garden, quilt, and art traditions. So I'm coming to the next corner, and you can see how much I'm getting done just in just in 15 minutes. And I'll put it down, put it back in my little plastic bag, my Ziploc bag, until the next time I feel like it or I'm sitting waiting. Usually I have to stop in the middle of a row. So this is a square. That is 3 rows already. And what I'm making is this little dishcloth. Mona sifting some soil said to me, "Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama. I like the way you get your little groove on in the morning and walk in the afternoon and whatnot, Miss Wellness, Frugal Mama. And I love your posture. I remember growing up, Mommy was always telling us, sit up straight, stand up straight, put your feet together, pull your stomach in." And it was almost like military training. But guess what? It worked. It worked. And Wellness with Frugal Mama, she has her format totally correct. She's doing jumping jacks, whatever she's doing it in perfect format. By me being in training for my knee, like when I do my squats, excuse me, my allergies, you guys. When I'm doing squats, I do the squats. I cover my chest. Later on, they will have me doing them with weights in my hand, and you have to squat directly over your hips, not leaning forward, not leaning back. He says that's cheating. So these thighs you see right here. Okay, she said finish. So that is the end. Wellness for Frugal Mom. So her mom did that too. So this is the start of a dishcloth, you guys. So, did any of you have any questions? Happy Thursday, everyone. So, the title of this, Mike says, thank you. So, let me just show you what it will be, a 9-inch dishcloth, and we're halfway there. If I wasn't talking, it would probably be finished because I actually crochet very fast. Butterrule Boutique says, thank you, good job. So, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in. I see 17 of you here. Let's check and see how many people gave the thumbs up. So I'm going to pull up the Garden Quilt and Art Show and take a look at the chat and see if, oh, that's a previous one. Where's live? So there you guys are. Oh, fixed it. Maria Grimm says hi to mom. Wellness with Frugal Mom said she had to wear pantyhose, a slip, and a girdle. Oh yes, 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 yes. And then after I had my children, she bought me a waist cincher to get my stomach back in again. And I was on the gymnastics team. I ran track. I was a majorette all through college, and I was married when I was in college, you guys, and had 2 children when I finished, by the time I finish. So I'm going to actually, I will not unplug. Actually, I will unplug the headphones because they're not on my head, they're over there. And slowly I turn. Dolores is in the stream with audio.
Yeah, you can still hear me?
Yes. So, what we are going to do over here is I'm making a quilt, how to make fabric. So, I have a quilt that I made I enlarged. It was a memory quilt, and I had old jeans. These jeans were actually from the family, and cutting jeans out, the part that go in your legs, whatever. I had all these pieces left. Did I throw them away? Nope. And I cut up some old work shirts, button down dress shirts. They happen to be my shirts, but I'm I'm a full size woman, so there's plenty of fabric in those shirts. So those of you who just came in, Mike says type exclamation mark GQUAT to drop your link. So I'm going to try to see what you guys are talking about and catch up with you. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. But what I want to show you is how this can become a quilt. This can become a quilt. So I'm going to turn this machine on. Oh, actually I did. And I have all these pieces. All these pieces. So you guys can see the top here. When you're sewing pieces together, you sew the right sides together. So I want to make some fabric that's not, so that you can see all the work that I put in making them. And I'm going to actually make a quilt, a rag quilt. And I know that my blocks are going to be about 9 inches. So these pieces are about 9 inches. And I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to put my stitch length on 2.5. And I'm just going to use a regular presser foot. In quilting, when you sew 2 pieces together, they call them twosies. So I'm sort of making twosies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something doesn't sound right. Let me rethread this machine and see what happened. Life happens, doesn't it, you guys? And like if you are doing a 15-minute challenge and you happen to be sewing, guess what? This counts towards your work time. Check my tension. Check when your thread ball's up, you check everything to see what might be the problem. I'm going to take this extra bobbin down because it can get caught up in the engine. I think I know what happened. I was using a very small stitch. Actually, while I'm doing it, why don't I just rethread the whole thing instead of doing a little bit at a time, and you don't know what's wrong. Usually, just troubleshooting a machine. If something doesn't work for any reason, it stops. Don't just like check one thing, check this part. Just pull the thread out and rethread the whole thing. It's usually faster than trying to fix one part at a time and you're not really sure what it is. Because this is denim, I am using a big needle, a denim needle. I'm sewing 2 pieces of, 1 second. 1 second. I used to not be able to do that, you guys. Even with a magnifying glass, it used to be so hard for me to thread a needle. But I have my reading glasses on, so let's see. And just for giggles and kicks. Okay, did I pull the top thread up? I don't remember. Something isn't right. This bobbin. Oh! The bobbin isn't right. So let's fix this as well. And I do wind my own bobbins. You can buy pre-wound bobbins. This one looks like there's a piece of thread sticking up. You know what? That thing is aggravating me, so I'm just going to cut it. Some people save all the string and use it for other stuff, other art forms. I don't. I have too many other things started. So, I hate these plastic things. I think they make them so that you lose them. I used to always lose them. I think they should come with an extra one or make it available so that you don't have to look for it. I used to put it down, and by it being gray, it would blend in with everything. Did it pick up this bobbin thread this time? Always put the wheel forward. I'm pulling up my bobbin thread, pulling it out and clipping it so that the first stitch won't pull the thread back. Put both pieces in the back and it should sew perfectly. I just rethreaded the little darling. Okay, so let's make a tester. Okay, so that did the trick. I don't know why it didn't sew the first time, but if I had done that on my project, guess what? It would have knotted up again. I just don't have the skills or material for trying to create it. You could. You could make a patchwork quilt type skirt, and that's what I'm going to show you. So, this machine, what I'm looking for when I do a test sewing, you see how the stitches are perfect in the front? I'm looking to see that they're perfectly looped in the back as well. So, this is a heavy duty machine and it works pretty well. So, I'm going back to sewing, making fabric out of scraps. Francesca, remember that indigo skirt I had? It was a patchwork skirt. I didn't make it. It was made by a well-known designer, but I do plan on making a patchwork full skirt. So away we go, sewing scraps so that we can make. I could actually use this for a skirt. And what I like to do is I like to just chain piece. Chain piece is what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that I sew two different colors together. If you sew the same color together, guess what? You're just nobody knows you did all that work. I want it. Or you could use this in a bag. You could use these patch pieces in making a tote, a handbag, whatever you want. But you're taking all these scraps of nothing and sewing them together. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam. Oh, look, here's a big piece. Here we go. Perfection banking. Hey, Sonia, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. You guys, perfection banking is diversity love. Diversity love. I'm sorry, I said the wrong word. Brain not connected to the yes, diversity love. I realized it as soon as I said it. But a couple of the channels that we know that have come in have channels now, and you can Pescatarian Gardener. Thank you for coming and welcome. For those of you who don't know, Pescatarian Gardener usually goes live with Miss Shirley on Thursdays at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. So this piece of fabric, what I'm looking at, has a seam in it. An extra seam. Why? Because these are old scrap jeans. So I'm going to open this up and take this extra piece off because it would be 3 pieces of fabric and all the rest are 2. So we don't need that. So Pescatarian Gardener goes live with Miss Shirley on Thursdays at 3 o'clock. She's such a good co-host, and they have so much fun. They have so much fun together. And I'm just sewing and sewing and sewing. Does anybody have any questions? So, what I do, I'm making twosies. And then what I do, I'll sew two together for a long time, right? Then I leave one in the machine. One in the machine. So I'm cutting the twosies apart. You can cut them with scissors, or I have this handy dandy little device. Have this handy little device that is a thread cutter, and I can use that. Use whatever you have. Some people use their teeth. I don't recommend that. I think you better save your teeth for whatever you need it for, the price of dentistry these days. So I'm taking the piece with the two and I'm connecting it to another piece with a two. Just connecting them. I can connect them to the front, the top, the bottom, any way you want. It's almost like crazy quilt piecing where you just put them together, whatever's you move. That's part of the artistry of it. Just taking whatever you have and using it. I'm not pinning it. I'm just holding it with my bare hands, lining it up. And Perfection Baking. This is a fairly new heavy duty machine. It's by Singer. And I bought it on Amazon just for the purpose of sewing up all these old jeans. So, see this piece? These two pieces. This one, I'm going to cut this one that's on there. And because I'm guesstimating, and it kind of looks like this piece might be big enough, whereas I can make a 9-inch block, which is what I'm going to be putting in the quilt. Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. Yep, today's Thursday. You guys were hilarious last night. I woke up in the bushes and started watching. Then I fell back under the bushes again at some point and finished watching later on. I think I saw it up to the part with Family Feud. So I'm sewing pieces of scraps, handful of scraps, nothing, to make fabric to put in a quilt or a bag or whatever you want. So just give me like 10 more minutes because I want to show you what actually happens. So I think I have enough to make two tenon blocks. I will save these because I will be working on those again. My handy dandy thread cutter. So this is what we have. This is what we have. When it's pressed, I already know that it's going to be a 9-inch block because why? I have this handy dandy measuring thing here. This handy dandy measuring thing. And it's a little more than 9 inches. Can you guys see this? I will move this so you can see the contrast. Now, before I actually cut it though, I will press this. This is the second piece we just made. This is a second piece. We're going to measure it. See, oh, it's way over 10 inches. I mean, 9 inches, which is what I'm making this block. I already knew it was 9 inches wide. Okay. So, through the magic of television or video vision, I've already done a couple blocks because I think these are fabulous. I think they would look nice in a skirt, in a tote bag. Hey, Barb Brownlee. Oh, I know what. Hold on 1 minute, you guys. I'm going to. Okay. I was just going to do that. Thank you, Dolores. She took the thing out. You see this? Isn't this a beautiful block? So this is ready to go into that. This is ready to go into the quilt that I'm going to make. I think this piece is so pretty. I'm not going to put it on the back. I'm going to put it on the front with a couple of the shirt pieces. Look at this. This has blue, black, light blue pieces. So these are going in the quilt. Sometimes after I cut out a block that's like 9 inches, what I will do, let me put the comments back up there so I can see what you guys are saying. I cut 5-inch blocks. 5-inch blocks are called charm squares. Why is this important? Because you can buy pre-cut 5-inch pieces and you can mix them with the denim to make beautiful bags. You can also mix these with any pre-cuts. Now, what I would do is denim is going to be a little bit heavier, so you can use any sewing interfacing with the other fabric and use this to make beautiful bags. So let me turn my legs around. I just want you guys to see how nice these are. And these blocks will be going into the Father's Day quilt. I know that I'm going to make this quilt 5 blocks across and eight blocks long. So I have already cut up all these pairs of jeans. When I'm cutting them up, I usually put them in piles of 10. Some of them have seams, some of them don't. So Saturday when we meet, we will actually be putting this. I'm going to use the denim on the bottom. They can wear the quilt any way they want to. So on Saturday, we will be making a denim quilt. I've got 40 pieces of denim cut for the back. I have a couple pieces that I'm going to put on the front. It's going to be a heavy quilt. This person wants a heavy quilt. And on the top, it's going to be a rag quilt. So I will be cutting fringe. I have some pieces of the button down shirts. I will also be putting batting in here. This will be a throw because they wanted it. See these 2 pieces of the shirt? No one piece was 9 inches, so I sewed them together so that I can cut one 9-inch block out of it and use up the pieces that I have. I love that look. You're going to hire me, Nanny, to pre-cut all your fabrics. I used to do that. People used to come by my studio. I had a 1,500 square foot studio, and I had several 6-foot tables with the big cutting mats and the big rolling. And I can count backwards. I can count backwards. Like for 2.5-inch strips, I would start like at 36 and then cut down. And people would come over just to help, just for me to help cut those. And I had the big rulers. And by the way, you guys, all of my rulers have these little non-slip grids on the back of them. So when I'm holding them, this is a 6.5-inch ruler so that it won't slip when I'm cutting with the rotary cutter. I use a big rotary cutter that's ergonomic most of the time. Growing with Hudson. Hi, sweetie. I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling better. So this is going to be awesome. The reason I'm showing you guys, because we're going to work out in writing. I will bring a thick pen and show you why quilts are so expensive. Because just think, these blocks just say you first you have to unsew, debone the jeans or the shirt. When you guys find those old quilts made out of clothing, your grandmother, your mother, whoever made your aunt put a lot of love into making that garment. Lots of them sewed by hand. And you have to unsew the fabric. Why? Just to sew it back together again and cut it out to make the shape of whatever it is you want. You're making it? Oh, Hudson, I am so excited. I am so excited. Let me know if you want to come up live. Oh, I forgot to show you this block up close, you guys, because I don't know if you can see it, but it some of the strips are going vertical and this top piece is going horizontal. So all that is going into this quilt. So just say you're cutting and then you have to cut the pants or the shirt one cut at a time. It's not like you buy fabric on the bolt and you're cutting 3 or 4 layers at a time, because with a sharp rotary cutter, unbiased, I can cut. I used to be able to cut like 8 layers at a time. I could cut up so many yards of fabric so fast. Oh, you were talking about your health? Well, your health is going to make it. You're going to be fine. Just keep kicking the can forward. A lot of us have little hiccups, but you just keep going and you do the best you can. That's all that you do. So by Saturday, today's Thursday, I will have 40 blocks ready for the top. I will have the batting cut. I have batting that I bought in rolls, and I have these. I put it on the floor and I get a heavy marker. I bought these scissors just to cut batting by hand because you can just slide it up. And the batting is that I bought this time was 90 inches wide. It's folded 4 times. I used to buy, when I had my long arm machine, I buy 120 inches. But you buy what you need. You can piece it together. You can piece it together. My refrigerator died last week and I had to get another one, and the maintenance man came today and put the new one in place back there, because I had to have somebody clean the floor and sanitize it. I'm not able to do it with my new knee I just got. So they were in here. I said, instead of giving them a couple dollars, $5, $10 for a tip, I make my key fobs, and I sell them. If I sell them for $15, guess what I gave them? I gave them each one. And one of the guys asked me, how did you know this was my color? Because I asked him a long time ago when I moved in the building, and when you couldn't buy a mask anywhere, I made thousands of cloth double-sided masks, and I gave them to the hospitals, I gave them to the neighbors. And if I asked them what their favorite color was, I wrote it down. Like, if I have their information, if I have your information, for example, Unbiased LLC, I'll put favorite color purple, second color sometime. I know it's turquoise teal, the same as mine. But others that you don't know as well, you do the same thing. So, do any of you, Mother, I forgot to say hello if you're watching. Usually one of the kids will let me know if mommies were watching, or she will get somebody to put it in the chat later on. So I just want to say, you guys, do what you love what you do, and share with somebody. As Juicing with Jay says, he uses, I have so many slogans. Each one, teach one. Teach someone else, share. I come on here just to share the things that I know. And any of you that, put a 2 in the chat, like me too, if you would like to if you would like to come up at some point and go live together. Oh, wait. I have to show you guys something funny. Some of you are 2A. Those of you who are 2A know what this means. So, this is a pin cushion made by my sister Joanne. And I put 2 pins in the front so that you know that the guy wasn't getting pew-pewed in the back. So, this is one of my pin cushions, you guys. I thought you 2A people would enjoy this. And I have another one that is like a turtle. So that's what I do. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody. In American Sign Language, this is an I, this is an L, this is a U, this is I love you. Turn your hand towards the person you're speaking to, and I love you. I think I have an outro.